want to get into the basketball or not?
I'm here.
Don't give me that face.
I'm here.
You guys see what I deal with this man?
I'm here.
All right, let's get into it. Isaiah Thomas scored 19 of his game-high 44 points in the fourth quarter to help the Celtics rally to beat the Raptors. It was the 10th time this season Thomas has scored at least 15 points in the fourth, twice as many as anybody else in the NBA. He's now averaging 10.5 points per game in the fourth this season, on pace to be the highest by any player in the last 2 decades. We are talking 20 years, Stephen A. Smith. Is Isaiah Thomas challenging Russell Westbrook and James Harden for MVP?
Well, he's clearly challenging them. This dude is something special. He's phenomenal right now. He's averaging 29 a game. He shoots 46% from the field, 38% from three-point range, 91.5% from the free throw line. And Boston is the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. So in that regard, he is a legitimate MVP candidate who deserves worthy consideration. But I say this in all sincerity. I don't want to hear anybody tell me that James Harden ain't the leading candidate for league MVP. I don't want to hear anybody tell me that. This brother. Now, before I go any further, in the interest of full disclosure, I do have a confession to make.
Okay.
Yesterday was a very, very bad day.
Oh, no.
So much so that, I might hire from y'all next week when we show video.
What happened?
I played ball with James Harden yesterday, and it was pretty damn bad. I didn't touch a basketball in a year, and damn it looked like it.
Are you no longer Stephen Naismith?
No, I'm Stephen Naismith. I'm Stephen Naismith because the knowledge, baby, the knowledge.
Okay.
But the problem is my game. It just left me. Okay. Having said all of that, back to this. James Harden is in the Western Conference. We can look at Isaiah Thomas. This brother is special, no doubt. But do you see how weak the East is? There's the Cavaliers and virtually nobody else. Yeah, the Raptors, okay. But, John Wall, love them. Washington, okay. But it's really the Cavs and everybody else. You look out west. We didn't think that Houston was going to be this relevant. They're the 3rd seed in the Western Conference.
I told you before the season started.
Well, you told me about their offense, but we're not just talking about their offense. We're talking about them actually winning.
If you take care of James Harden, he won't release the video. Is that what you're angling for here?
No. He's going to release it. I'll tell you right now, James Harden told me. I asked Max.
Can we play it on a loop on this show?
No. It's just bad. Max, I asked James Harden. Please don't do this to me. He said, oh, hell no, this is going viral. This is going viral. He said, I promise you right now, you can look at he wouldn't let me practice. He totally betrayed me and just set me up to be embarrassed, and damn it, it worked. I'm ashamed of
hit you with a Euro step and you bit.
It was bad. But go ahead. James Harden.
Isaiah Thomas, as Floyd Mayweather told us on this show a couple weeks ago, is a legitimate MVP candidate, along with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Now, in my opinion, every year LeBron's playing, he's the MVP, and you'll figure that out by the end of the season.
You're wrong. You're wrong, but go ahead.
In a league where there are 30 teams and 16 of them make the postseason, 16, it's over half the teams make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, you're not an MVP candidate anyway. So you might as well wait till the end of the finals to see who the real MVP is every year every year it's really LeBron. But let me put that aside because that's not the way the award works. Look at the numbers. You mentioned they're 2nd in the conference. They don't have any superstars on that team. And by the way, I was on LA radio when Isaiah Thomas was a free agent every day yelling at the Lakers, sign Isaiah Thomas. And he's cheap. He's 25 years old at the time. He's in his prime. You get him locked up for the next 4 years, under $10 million. As it turned out, it was under $7 million a year. He is an underrated decision maker with the ball. Like Harden and Westbrook and all the great modern point guards, they have to be able to draw they have to draw the defense in because they create penetration off the dribble. He can do that. They have to then be able to finish. He can do that. They have to be able to shoot free throws when they get to the line. He can do that. They have to be able to shoot from the outside. He can do that. Many of what I just mentioned, he can do better than Westbrook or Harden according to the percentages. What he doesn't do is rebound the ball. His assists are lower than those guys, but his rebounds are very low. But that doesn't mean your team's not getting the rebound. That means you're not getting the rebound, which is the problem with just doing counting numbers in the NBA. He's actually a more efficient player than those guys by many of the percentage numbers. He's got his team without any other real star players. Apologies to Al Horford, who I like a lot, but is not a superstar type player. Second in the conference, and on top of all that, he's tiny. There's something about the narrative of the situation that writers love, that people love in an MVP conversation. So it's not just the numbers and crunching that and everything, because he's similar to those guys in that way. He's also 5'9". The story itself is appealing, that this guy can be that good, have that positive an impact on the fortunes of his team at his size is insane and deserves appreciation and consideration.
Well, first of all, it deserves appreciation and consideration. You're right about that, but you basically picked apart your own argument the minute you opened your mouth and othered LeBron James. Because LeBron James being in the Eastern Conference, and since you sit there and say it's no even need to even talk about anybody else, because LeBron is LeBron and he's the MVP all day, every day. Yeah. So why the hell are we talking about Isaiah Thomas? Because you're wrong. And the reason why you're wrong is because we have to look at him, what he brings to the table, appreciate that to some degree. My thing is this. When I look at James Harden, I'm looking at a dude that's legitimately 6'4", 6'5". I'm looking at a lefty. I'm looking at a guy. It's not just about what he does in terms of his scoring prowess. It's how he scores, how he has the ability to get individuals in foul trouble, how he's taken a guy like Mike D'Antoni. You got to remember, Mike D'Antoni was phenomenal in Phoenix. Same can't be said of him in New York. Same can't be said of him in L.A., but he comes back to Houston, and it has a lot to do with James Harden. We get all of that. I'm just looking, ultimately what this comes down to is dissecting the significance of the difference between the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. You come to me and you tell me that the Eastern Conference is legit, then Isaiah Thomas's stature as an MVP candidate elevates. But we all know better that the Eastern Conference is not the West, and that's what the
actually that will play itself out more than anything in the playoffs.
Oh, the Eastern Conference.
In the Western Conference, that will show itself in the playoffs. Now, that's why the ridiculous idea is to just do it in regular season. You've got to see how it plays out in the playoffs. If Harden gets finished in this, let's say, second round of the playoffs, which is likely, then how can you really call him how can you really call him an MVP?
How's it likely?
It's more likely than not that he wins a playoff series, probably gets stopped.
No. I got a question real quick.
I know how Houston feels about that.
Time out. Seriously. Seriously. One would argue that the kryptonite to the San Antonio Spurs is every bit Houston, as much as Golden State, because of Harden. Houston right now is a number 3 seed. That means in the second round, they will play San Antonio, who has proven to us on numerous occasions they are more than capable of losing for the conference.
Try this, though. If the Clippers, who will be healthy...
Oh, don't give me no Clippers.
If the Clippers, who will be healthy by then, and by the way, rested as a result of injury, slip far enough, that might be the matchup. They could lose that in the first round.
Really?
Yeah.
To Blake Griffin?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
See, that's
they were down 3-1. You talked about it earlier in the show.
That's you angling to go back to L.A. That's what that's about. Because you ain't got no business thinking that Blake Griffin. Please, stop it. Stop it.